Can I make it? Wow. This really would be easier with 2 people. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. I've been just kind of taking some time off of YouTube. Decided to get back to it. We got a couple things we need to do here today out at the farm. Got to get the air seeder backed out of the shed. It's still hooked up from when we planted wheat beans. I got to get the tank cleaned out on that. Should wash it, but it's probably not going to happen. After that, just got a few other things I need to do out here. Had a day where I didn't have a whole lot going on. Decided to take care of a bunch of little tasks that, frankly, I've been putting off for a while. So, need to get that done. Let's open these shed doors up, get this thing backed up to the shop, and vacuum this tank out. While I'm in here, we got the battery charger on the combine already, if I can get to it. I'm gonna turn it on. Let's see. It must not be plugged in. I'll have to go plug it in. We were having trouble with the air conditioner on the combine. It's not really working. And we had a guy come out and work on it, and batteries were dead. So I'm gonna start that up and let it charge while I'm doing a few other things. So I might have to move the combine later today. People asking in the comments about our new shop, asking how it's coming along, and it is coming along. I don't know if I'll get to it in this video, but I am going to update you on that. I planned on filming more of it, but some of the crew that's building it, they weren't really crazy about having cameras around, so I decided to just let them be. They need to do their job too, so I'm going to get you an update. It'll be either the video after this or before this, or maybe at the end of this video, to see how that goes. Can I make it? Wow. So as you can see, there's a few soybeans left in the bottom. Probably should have gotten them vacuumed out by now, but just haven't got around to it. When I was researching buying this thing, a lot of people said do not let it sit outside, especially if it's going to rain, because what'll happen is it'll get moisture in this tank and those soybeans will turn into soybean soup, and then they'll plug up your meters. And it's just not a fun time. And I already know what that's like, because when I bought it, the guy who traded it in clearly did not clean it out. So every one of those meter cups was completely full of mushy, nasty, smelly soybeans. So I want to prevent that from happening. We're going to clean it out real quick. Shouldn't take too long. That job's done. That was pretty easy. It hadn't got any moisture in there yet, so the beans weren't all caked up. That's good. I'm gonna go move on to something else. So for my next trick, gotta do some work on the corn head. And I would pull it over to the shop, but that's a problem. Had a bad tire. Dad's on his way to the tire shop to get that fixed as we speak, so I figured I'd just work on it out here. What I gotta do is, we got this box of goodies. Inside of here is a row sense kit. So if you don't know what row sense is, it's a option for deer. I guess probably other brands have it too, but you basically put these sensors, they're arms that come out from the snoots, and they sense the corn row, and then it will work in tandem with your auto steer to drive the combine for you. And you might think, well, that's pretty lazy. You can't steer yourself. Well, yeah, I'm lazy. I don't want to steer myself, so you're actually right. I got to mount that up here. I'm actually not sure if I'm going to be able to do it, because this snoot has got a buckle in it right here. It was like that when we bought it, and a neighbor has a new snoot that won't work on his new corn head, so he's going to give it to us to put on this one. I'm pretty sure that's the row I need to mount it on. I tried to call someone, but they didn't answer, so we'll get that figured out and see if we can do this. I guess we'll start with an unboxing. Wiring harness, hardware, zip ties, some Chinese writing. I guess I don't need that. These must be the sensors here. Here's some kind of mounting plate. More brackets. Here's the 2 feeler arms and another wiring harness. 2 of them, I guess. So, let's see what we got here. Okay, so I made some phone calls and the row sense does mount on that snoot that's messed up. So I ran over to the neighbor, picked up the new snoot. I'm gonna swap that out real quick, hopefully. And then I can mount my stuff on that one and I don't have to worry about it later. So, let's get going here. Haven't got much done today. All right, so I got the old one off. Relatively easy. There's just 2 bolts here. It's kind of a booger to get the wrench up in here underneath this one, but pretty simple. Now I got to take this latch off, put it on the new one. Got to take the point off, and then these ear savers got to come off. And I think that's it. I should be able to, I think while I got it off, I'm going to mount my row sense dealio on here just because it's easier. And I think I got to run some cabling through the inside of it, through these holes. And that might be a trick, so it might be easier to learn on this one first. But we're going to get that stuff swapped over. There's kind of a burr on it right there. It would go a lot easier if I ground that off. Let's try it again. There's just a casting line on there. I'm sure they're all like that, but let's see if we can get it to go in now. Got one hole lined up. Oh, there they are. So I got the sensor mounted to this bracket here, and it mounts like this. And the electrical connector is on the bottom side. So I think what I got to do now is this short piece, there's 2 of them. I'm just assuming that there's 1 for each side. I got to run it through this hole and out this hole and plug it in before I can bolt that down. Otherwise I can't get to it. So we're going to see what we can do fishing this through. Shouldn't be too bad, I guess. I don't know. We'll see what happens. That actually wasn't bad at all. Stood it up so I could use gravity, and it came right out the hole pretty much. So get that plugged in, get it mounted, and get the snoot back up. There it is. Sorry about my fingers. Filming with my phone, so. All right, that wasn't too bad. Got one side done. So I think I've gone just about as far as I can with this job. Got both sensors mounted, got the wire or the cable run through the snoots. They're just hanging down underneath. The only thing I can do now is mount these feelers on, but if I mount them, it's gonna be in the way of this reel to put the snoots down and take the reel off. So I'm just gonna leave these out. You just pop them in, put a roll pin on each one. We'll take care of that part later. So what I've got to do next is pull the header out of the shed and hook it up to the combine. That way I can get it up in the air and find where the cables plug into the harness underneath. Also got these brackets put on. I have no idea where they go, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. It kind of looks like they got notches on the end for like tying a zip tie just to hold the wire maybe. So I'm not exactly sure where those go. I'll have to figure that out. But I think that's about all I can do here. So just in time, Dad showed up with the tire. They were able to just put a tube in it and it was fine. So pop that on real quick. And I'm gonna drag this head out of here, move some stuff around, see if I can get this hooked up to the corn head. It is the corn head. I mean, get the corn head hooked up to the combine. That's what I mean. Wonder what that's all about. Charger's been on for a long time. Probably boiled the battery over. Let's see if this thing will start. Can't wait to get that thing in the field. It's gonna be pretty sweet. Well, I got the combine out, got the air seeder backed in here. I'm just gonna leave that hooked up for now because I just don't know. Need to leave that hooked up. I'm gonna take the forklift over to the shop. I gotta move a bumper out of the way, and I'm hoping I can get the draper backed in right here. That way I can pull the combine in the shop. That way I can finish the row sense wiring. Oh, come on. Parking brake. Told you I had to move a bumper. So I don't know if I showed you guys this or not, but we got a different header trailer because the one we had wasn't heavy enough for a draper. So we bought this one. It's actually a 40-foot trailer, 440. We figured we might as well go to a 40-footer. That way if we ever go to a 40-foot draper, we don't have to buy a new trailer. And it was only like, I don't remember, $300 more to go to a 40-footer over a 35, but it's probably not going to be fun to back up because I cannot see these wheels at all from the truck. So I might have to unhook the 4320, which is right there, from the forklift and use it to back it in, but we'll give it a shot. See what happens. Oh yeah, this is gonna be bad. Oh, sorry I dropped you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a tractor, I think. Well, I'm getting it. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it exactly where I want it, but we'll get it under a roof anyway. We can move around later when I have someone to help me, but I wanted to kind of sneak it in there. I guess it probably won't fit anyway, but we'll just shove it in here. It'll be fine. Would be easier with two people. So got everything else moved around, combines backed into the shop. I think all I really have left to do is figure out where these plug in at. These one for each side. I think I see a harness right here. It's probably that. Actually, that looks like a plug with a dust cap. That might be one of them there. So we'll get that figured out. I'm actually not going to work on that today because I got to go help Dad. We got to load some wheat. We grew that seed wheat still in the bin. Got to haul that out this week. So I'm going to park this. I think I did pretty good today. I wasn't expecting to get that far, but once I get the reel off, I can put those sensor feeler arms on there, run that wiring, and I think that's pretty much going to be ready to go. So we'll run over and see what Dad's up to. Well, here's the new tool shed project. It's coming along. We got the door on last Friday. It's pretty much all sheeted except for this end. Guys are working over there. I don't know if I ever really explained what we actually decided to do. So this is a 72 by 80. It's 72 feet wide, 80 feet long. We put a 40-foot hydro door, so it folds up like this. and it's actually not hydraulic. It runs off of electric screw jacks. I'll show you those. That is the electric jacks right there. There's a big long screw that runs inside of there, and it just spins and pushes the door out. So that runs off 110. It's pretty slick. We kind of like that better because you don't have to deal with hydraulic oil and hydraulic hoses and hoses that blow out and make a mess everywhere. And if we lose power, we can just run a little generator, hook it into an extension cord, and we can still open our door. We're also putting, that is a 16-foot overhead door over there that will just be a regular garage door. We wanted to put another smaller door in, that way in the wintertime we don't have to open up this big door and lose all our heat. If you just want to pull a pickup truck or a small tractor in, you can open up the small door. Originally, when we were talking about what we wanted to do, we were going to turn this building and have it 80 foot wide this way and put a 40 foot just regular sliding barn door on the side, 40 foot wide. But then they started talking, we'd have to get an I-beam header to go above that since it's on the side. And this building's 18 feet, and if we did that, we would lose a foot or two, so we'd only have a 16 or 17 foot door, which would be fine, but we wanted to have full clearance through that door. So it's 18 foot high building, 18 foot high door, and by putting it on the end, we didn't have to buy the beam, and it really wasn't a whole lot more expensive to go with this hydro door versus putting sliding old style barn doors on the side. So this is what we ended up doing anyway. Pretty excited, it's coming along. We still got a little bit of work to do. We really haven't done much of the work besides the dirt work. The guys are still working on putting the tin on the rest of that corner. We'll probably have to haul some more gravel in and get it up to grade. We're still a little bit low. That bottom board is gonna be the height of the concrete. Not quite, about halfway up that board. It's gonna be the height of the concrete, so we're still pretty low. Once we get concrete, we're gonna put a ceiling up, blow-in insulation on the ceiling, then we're gonna put foam on the walls, and we're gonna kind of halfway finish it. I think what we're gonna do for now is just put OSB 8 feet up the sidewall. That way we have a wall that we can work off of. And then down the road, we might put metal all the way up the walls. But with the way prices are, this thing's expensive enough. So we're not gonna do sheeting on the walls for now anyway. Anyways, that's the shed project, how it's coming along. Hoping within the next month we can be pretty close to being done anyway. I'm gonna go over here. Dad's working on some lights on the hoppers. Had a few lights not working. See if we can get some wheat loaded. Dad had to run to town to get some parts to fix his lights, so I went home, ate dinner, came back, now he's loading. So we grew this wheat for seed for a local company, and they released it. So basically that means they no longer need it for seed. And we knew that was a possibility going into this contract when we signed it. So what they do instead is they still give us our premium, but we just haul it to a grain elevator and put it in their name, and it doesn't really affect us much. We got to haul it a little bit farther, but they're paying us for the trucking, so it's fine. So we're gonna get this loaded. That's probably gonna do it for this video. Yeah, just kind of starting on harvest prep. Got this shed project going on. Hopefully it can get done here in the next few weeks, and harvest is coming up quick. Corn is starting to change here and there. Beans are starting to kind of drop some leaves, so I would say probably 3 weeks to a month, we're probably gonna be in the field. So stay tuned. Got some more videos coming at you. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.